Hello and welcome to ACS Golf and this week's review from the dark depths of the winter in the UK, which is why, as you can see, I've got numerous lights around me and shadows, etc. So I'm missing the natural light on these short winter days. I do much prefer doing these videos in the summer. But anyway, the show, as I always say, must go on to keep those weekly reviews coming to you guys. So remember as well, if you enjoy the channel and enjoying these weekly reviews of clubs and the extra video as well thrown in, do hit that subscription button and the bell icon so you do not miss out on some great content coming up. Now on to the club that I'm reviewing today, and it's this. It's the Callaway Rogue driver from 2017, just a standard model, so not the draw bias one and not the Sub-Zero one. Now, the reason I'm reviewing this is because I think this is still one of probably the best, drivers out there, especially potentially for the value you can pick it up at. For me, the Great Big Bertha Epic for Callaway in 2016 with that jailbreak technology really sort of catapulted Callaway up. They sort of took a leap above the competitors. Sort of stuck with that with the Rogue, and then they sort of lost their way a bit. Don't get me wrong, the drivers were still very good, but they just weren't that popular until they got to the Rogue ST again, which sort of propelled them right up to the top again. Well, joint top up there with your TaylorMade, your Pings, Titleist's, etc. And obviously they've been going strength to strength with the Paradigm and then the AI Smoke, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the new club will be for 2025. So I thought it was a good chance to pick this up because I saw a pretty good deal online and to try a few guys and give you my overall thoughts about it, because I've actually never played with a Rogue, never tried a Rogue. I've had a few friends who played with the Sub-Zero, a few friends who've had the Fairway Woods, etc., and they've all loved them. So I thought it was a good chance to get one and review for you guys. All right, so as always with all my reviews, we're going to have a closer look at the club. We're going to come back here, go through all the technology that's in this, get down to the range, throw some figures at you, and then come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. All right, see you in a bit. So there you go, and I quite like the looks of this club, to be fair. It looks very smart on top, very much like your brand new models that are coming out at the moment. That's very, elongated at the back. They're really pushing the weight back there for maximum forgiveness, and obviously you've got all that aerodynamics on the bottom there from Callaway. Good looking, solid club in my mind. Now going on to the technology that's in this. So the Rogue driver features jailbreak technology and an X-Face VFT technology, triaxial carbon crown, Boeing aero package. There you go. So that's where all of this is from, because Callaway did that series where they used to work with Boeing for the aerodynamics. I think it was what was it? I can't remember. There was one specifically as well. They literally, that was the whole point of it. Can't remember the name of it. Let me comment down below. A friend actually played with it and really enjoyed it. Only a year ago I actually picked it up second hand. Anyway, and then you've got your Alade Aldila Aldila Synergy graphite shaft, which is a really good shaft as well. But going a little bit more into it, so introducing the Rogue drive from Callaway Golf. This powerful driver features the largest ever carbon composite surface area in the Callaway driver. Obviously because they're really pushing that weight back there, and obviously they have to keep it in that 460cc maximum allowance size there. No drivers are allowed to go over that. If they do go over that, technically they are illegal and you can't use them in competitions. And also I've seen some who are massive and they've been tested and they're rubbish anyway, so I don't know why you bother. So combined with the jailbreak technology and X-Face VFT technology to promote high ball speed and even more distance. Well, everything you want. So distance technology, so jailbreak technology places two ultralight, as we can see there, which they've actually got rid of in the AI Smoke. The whole point of this crown across going around the shell they've got going around the whole thing with the Paradigm AI Smoke. They say they don't need that anymore. But it's a bit of a sad time to see that go. But it's been in there for all their clubs up to that point from the Big Bertha Epic. So strong titanium bars behind the club face, parallel to each other and connecting, so a bit sort of just like that, like a little gel. And connect to either side to the crown and the sole. The size, strength, and location of each jailbreak bar along with the X-Face VFT technology, work together to reduce how much the crown and sole deflect, forcing the face to take more of the load, greater impact than ever before. This results in faster ball speeds across the entire face from swing to swing, promoting more distance. So the idea with this jailbreak technology, there's less flex in the actual head, so that you don't lose power to the head flexing. The idea is it hits that face and then gets propelled straight off it. So yeah, can't complain about that. So the triaxial carbon crown, this light and strong carbon composite surface area redistributes weight to increase the MOI, providing a high launch angle and even more forgiveness on off-centered hits. That's by putting that weight at the back there to increase that MOI. And the way they can do that is by saving weight here and saving weight by using these crowns, carbon crowns. So it means they can redistribute the weight throughout the head. Very common feature for numerous drivers over the years. Even when they weren't even using carbon, that's what they were doing. Moving on to the Boeing Aero package. So for even more performance, the driver has been developed by Boeing with advanced aerodynamics and speed step, which are these things. So there you go. Let me find out where I've gone now. For speed step for better airflow, this further increases club head speed for even more distance. Plus benefits from an OptiFit hosel, which allows you to fine-tune your driver head position to find your optimum performance settings. So hosel, been around for years. You can increase it by 2 degrees, you can drop it down by 1 degree, and also you can change the lie angle as well. Callaway has been a very good hosel for years. The idea is you increase it and nearly fell over, and keep that head the same. Keep that face, open or closed or however you want it. So yeah, really good there. All right, so there is a technology that is in the Callaway Rogue driver. If I turn it around the right way, a lot in there to be fair, and a lot of thought. I mean, Callaway did pump loads of money into all these drivers because they're a big brand and they've been doing it for years. So yeah, let's see how it performed. So let's get down to range now. I'm going to throw some figures at you with my new quicker swing speed. Not massively affecting this one, but we're definitely getting up there swing speed wise. I'm really going for it at the moment. And then we're going to come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. All right. See you back here in a bit.
Here I am down at the range on a cold winter's day. Now, normally, I'd want my driver to be going total distance around 250, carrying around, sort of 225, maybe a little bit more. However, it is winter, so I'm not expecting to get those numbers because obviously it's colder, the ball's colder, it doesn't go far, etc., etc. Now, let's get into those figures. So, on average, I had a carry of 214 yards, total distance 246 yards, ball speed 152 miles per hour, launch angle 11, height 53 feet, and on average a swing speed of 98.9 miles per hour, getting that swing speed up even in winter, so happy with that. Average there, not bad at all. I think the main issue I had with this drive was actually just getting the launch. I only had a launch of 11 there. Really, I needed to be 13, 14 to really max out the distance. You could see that with the carry and the total distance, to be fair. Just couldn't really quite get it in the air, even though, I did have it set at 11 degrees. Longest on the day was 229 yards carry, 256 yards total distance, ball speed 156 miles per hour, swing speed 101, well, just under 102 miles per hour. So that was really nice, but again, launch angle was only 12, so I feel like I did lose some distance there. So here are the numbers in a table for you. So, really happy with the longest on the day. That swing speed as well, 101.8, really happy with that. Shortest, not great, 99. Swing speeds are still good, but, only 195 yards carry, 233 yards total distance. Ball speed is still good, 153 miles per hour, but it's that 7 degrees launch there. I did struggle to get this club in the air. I think it's probably down to the shaft rather than the head, to be fair, because you do have that weight at the back to help with launch. But I feel like if maybe I got a new shaft in it, maybe I could even get more impressive figures, to be fair. But overall, pretty happy with them.
So there you go. Solid figures from the Rogue. Remember, I'm testing these clubs at the moment in winter. They're not going to go as far as they do in the summer. It's just a joy of testing them outside at the range and even on the golf course. The ball's a bit colder, the air's colder. It's just not going to go as far. So really, on a good day, as I mentioned, I normally get 250 total distance. So just below that, really not that bad for this time of year, especially the fact I'm stiff. However, I am swinging faster than ever before at the moment. However, maybe that means I'm not quite hitting the middle of the face as much as I used to. So swings and roundabouts, as they say. But yeah, average 246, can't complain. The longest on the day, 229 carry, 256 total distance, 156 ball speed, great. Just didn't quite get the launch with this. I was only launching at 11, with a little bit more swing speed than I've got at the moment. I was averaging 98.9. It's about 1 mile an hour quicker than I normally would, but I did hit that 100 mark, once or twice. Quickest on the day being 101.8 miles per hour. So, we're getting up to 100. I want to be at 100 as standard now. So we're going to keep on pushing to get that. I mean, to be fair, I've just been down the range with my Cobra LS dark speed and just managed to hit 110 miles per hour swing speed. So definitely getting there. Did it hit in the middle of the face? No. Did it go quite fast still? Yes. So there you go. Positives. But anyway, so there you go. So if I feel like if I got the launch a little bit high, because this is only a 9-degree head, so all I could put it up to was, well, still 11 to be fair, but I think for me, I really wanted to be around that 12. I got around the 12 and maybe got a shaft that maybe suited a little bit more to my swing, such as a Ventus Blue that I normally use. Then maybe I would have got that launch up, and I feel like I got that launch up, definitely probably would have got some better figures. So, still very good in the end, to be fair. Just need that launch up a little bit more for me, and it would have come out really well. So not the end of the world. And I did find, having that up at 11, I just drew it a little bit too much as well, which means it does affect the height. So the peak height wasn't that good either. But going into the ACS Skull Scale, so remember, we got distance, feel, looks, price, and forgiveness. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Let's go into distance. Distance for me, 3.5 out of 5. I think it's got very good distance for what this is. Is it the longest out there? I don't think it's going to be nowadays. I'm not saying that the drivers have all increased massively since this, but it's not a slouch. But Callaway tends to do a situation where they sort of build one driver that's extremely far, goes miles, and then next year they do one which is sort of a little bit more forgiving, so you don't necessarily want to change driver. And then next year they go one that's even longer again. I feel like with the Rogue, it's just for me maybe not as long as the Great Big Bertha Epic they brought out the year before. Possibly, I mean, a lot of the people won't agree watching this, and there are probably a lot of people actually at home who've tried these clubs or read all the reviews probably won't agree with that either. But I just, for some reason, I feel that's the case with them a little bit. But 3.5 isn't bad at all. 3.5 out of 5 is good. I'm talking about the new Stealth 2 going to 4. I'm talking, well, not the QI10, sorry, going 4. Dark Speed X I used to use, so going to 4. So, this is a normal drive. It's not the LS. So 3.5 is not bad at all. Very solid numbers. Moving on to feel. I've actually given the feel of this a 3 out of 5. I'm not a fan of the way Callaway feels. There's nothing bad about it, and that's why I've given it a 3 out of 5. It's a solid feeling. It feels nice. Well, it feels pretty good, but I just generally don't like the feeling of them that much. I don't know if it's because I'm a little biased, because I did have the Great Big Bertha Epic Sub-Zero, the second driver I ever owned. The biggest mistake of my life. So maybe I'm a little bit scarred from that over the years, but I've never been a huge fan of the way Callaway feel, So maybe with TaylorMade, for me, it's like the Cobra, the Mizunos, the Titleists, the really, maybe the PXGs, that really nice feeling drivers. So nothing wrong with this, and a lot of you guys out there will love the feel of this driver, but for me, I don't want to say softer because that's the wrong word, but I just want a little bit more from it, I think. Just a little bit more from it. 3 out of 5, again, isn't bad. It's very solid. Looks, 4 out of 5. I think it's a good looking driver. I really do. The only reason maybe not 5 out of 5, but I think it's 8 a little bit with all the drivers out at the moment. I think possibly, that sort of carbon fly, I think it's a little bit more dated now for these sort of driving. It makes them sort of look a little bit older. So that's why I'm giving it 4 out of 5. But overall, it's still, I think it's, not bad. You had it in the bag. I wouldn't complain at all with the looks. Moving on to forgiveness. So longest, as I said, was 256. Shortest was 233. But the ball speed was actually quite nice. It was 153. Did have a drop of ball speed from 143, which is that's quite a hefty amount below that 152, but the swing speed was a little bit down. So forgiveness, I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5. I think that's very solid for this driver. I think that's very solid for like time of year. I think the newer clubs you'll probably find a little bit more forgiveness in it as they're sort of pushing towards that 10k margin, which this wasn't. But I think it's still very good. 3.5 out of 5 is not bad. There was nothing too huge out there. And also the main thing, there was nothing where a shot was like, oh my God, that's gone anywhere. Some unforgiving clubs, it's not necessarily the ball speed drops, it's just the fact the dispersion's awful. And that wasn't the case with this. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5, again, a very solid number. Moving on to price. So price for me, you can pick these up from Golf Bidder second-hand market or second-hand shop over here in the UK for £137. So that's around £170. You can pick them up on eBay, probably ranging around £100 or out to £125, depending on the condition. That's relatively good condition clubs. So that's what. Just quickly doing the calculations, as I realise I haven't done it already. $130, maybe $140 sort of thing. So it's not bad, the price. It's not bad at all. But like I said, the Callaway Rogue is a popular driver, so it sort of has held the price a little bit. And so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5. You can actually buy this still brand new. I saw this in American Golf the other day for £170. Just shows you how popular it is, the fact they're still even making it or still have stock left, and they haven't just binned it. So yeah, so again, a 3.5 out of 5 because I think it is a very solid driver for that amount of price. You're going to get really decent performance. You're going to have a good time with it on the golf course. You're going to enjoy it. The only issue I have is sort of like the newer models from Callaway, which, like I said, maybe weren't as popular. Doesn't necessarily mean they weren't as good as the Rogue. They didn't suddenly just become rubbish. They're sort of around the similar prices. And so you're then sort of looking at like, well, do I want to get the Rogue or do I want to get the newer one and for the same price or maybe a little bit cheaper? So that's why it's not done that high, but 3.5 again isn't that bad. But I think if I was looking at this, if I really wanted a Callaway, really wanted a good solid driver, I would go for this. It's very good for the price. If I wanted something a little bit newer, then I might be going for a new Callaway, or there was definitely a few other options around the same price tag, I think. So yeah, so 3.5 out of 5 I think is fair for it. Maybe if you look even more into the market, maybe you could drop it a little bit and say, well, hold on, maybe there's other better options out there. But this is a solid driver, let's be honest. All right, guys, so there you go. There's my review of the Callaway Rogue driver from 2017. Let me know down in the comments down below if you ever played a Callaway Rogue. If you did, what are your thoughts about the driver? Do you love it? Is it still in the bag? If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and also do remember to subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you do not miss out on any weekly ACS golf reviews. And just to sum up, very, very solid performance from the Callaway Rogue. Nothing blew me away with it. However, yeah, just nothing blew me away, but nothing was massively disappointing. It's just a very solid driver that if anyone picks up, you're going to get decent, well, good performance from it. Change that from decent to good. You will get good performance from it because it is a very good driver. All right, guys, I'll see you soon for the next ACS golf video. See you then. Bye-bye.